have a new promise coming towards you, whether that is a new moon cycle, whether that is a full moon that just happened or is about to happen. Your life is about to shift. Your perspective is about to shift. What once works for you no longer will work. This video is just telling you that you are now going in alignment. You are now coming into your own power, into your own truth. There's promise. For some of you guys, might be a promise of a better life for you and your family. For others, this might be a promise of yourself, finding yourself and loving yourself. You see how these two people on the bottom of the cards here are telling each other they're in love without having to say a spoken word? You will have the same thing. The question that remains is this through a partner? Is it through a soulmate? Is it through a twin flame? Is it through the sense of relationship you have with yourself? It is the sense that you have with the relationship with the universe. Some of you guys might be entering a new religion, a new faith. Something's changing within you, and you know that you see the world differently than you did prior. Even 28 days ago, you are not the same individual, and 28 days later after this video, when you watch this, you will not be the same person either. Your life is shifting because you are now going into your promise. And so originally I pulled out the two of cup cards, and it indicates partnership. This is a relationship. Originally I thought this was about only just a relationship, love, romantic style reading. But instead this blossomed into something more important. It blossomed into some of you guys with business relationships, some with partnerships, soulmates, connection, finding your own family, and better yet, finding yourself. This is a card that indicates the Two of Cups, that indicates the relationship, the dynamic of you and whatever else you're trying to have a relationship with. You might not even realize that it's coming towards you because it hasn't happened yet, because you have the ending card in reverse, which is the Ten of Swords reverse. This is telling me that something is changing in your life. Something is changing for better. Something is already ended in your life, and you are now in the transition phase. You are now transforming into who you are and who you're meant to be. I'm seeing 11:12 on the clock right now, so maybe you might be seeing those numbers at all. You might be seeing those numbers. We also have here, we have the Eight of Cups reversed, which indicates change. You are now in a transformation phase. For some of you guys who are watching this, you have just completed it or you're about to come towards an end. And for some of you guys, you are about to begin transforming and changing into your perspective, your thought process, your thinking, how you perceive the world around you that has been changed from internally. It's about to now reflect that outward. You're about to see the world differently. The world is about to respond to you differently because you did the inner work. Now the world is responding to you in accordance. You have here, you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This means gratitude. Be gratitude. This is telling me here, it's interesting I just mentioned the word be gratitude. Spirit is simply saying right now, you need to take the time to be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the world and the old version of you and the one that has struggled, who have lived. Yes, you were in pain, yet you didn't bear, you didn't want to be in this way anymore. With the Nine of Pentacles reversed, it's simply telling me you need to be able to allow yourself to accept all of you, to love all of you. The Nine of Pentacles reversed is saying to be grateful for what you have. Because yes, good things are coming, yes, grateful things are coming, better things are coming. But in order to receive them and to hold them and to keep them and to master it, you need to be able to be grateful for the version of you that struggled. To not just forget about how you got here, but to remember why you got here in the first place. And all the work and effort that the younger version you put through and be able to get to where you are now. Spirit is saying to not forget where you came from. To always remember it, to always cherish it, and to always give back to the universe. Because you will have an amount of an abundance, whether that is through love, whether that is through money, maybe that is resources, maybe that's your connection to the internet, maybe it's an abundance of manifestation skills, maybe it's your connection to divine or religion. However it is interpreted to you, you're going to have an abundance of something. Spirit is saying to never forget where you came from, because it's now time for you to start giving back to the community. You have here as well as you have the Queen of Wands, you have passion. This is you. This is the center of the reading. This is passion. This is the Queen of Wands. This is you realizing your potential, realizing your worth. You feel this. You have the orange card here, which signifies you feel, and now you are taking action on what you're feeling intuitively, what you're feeling, what you feel like you have to do, the guidance that you've been receiving. It is your passion. You are now pursuing a passion project, whether that is something that is your hobby, maybe that's your career, maybe it's love. Whatever it is, there's passion here, fire, drive, and you're moving forward towards that. In the end, you have the Two of Cups here. It means your partnership, your connection with the self, your connection with the divine, your connection with your twin flame or your possible soulmate. Maybe it's your business partner. Whatever it is, the Two of Cups is you are now aligning after the transitional process, which means that you aren't in this motion right now, but you are now aligning with your passion. You're now realizing what you really want to do in this life, what you really want to pursue, and you're aligning with that. And with that, the partnerships and everything else, the opportunities will follow. It will reward that. It will reward you. So as you start to transition from this hard, painful phase of your life, and start to transition into what's coming that's better for you, to never forget your roots, to always honor it, to always give back to the community that helped build you. Even if the community wasn't there to support you, you need to be able to be somebody who you needed the most when you were hurting the most. Be somebody who you wouldn't needed when you were hurting the most. That's what Spirit wants you to do, because your job, your purpose is to give back to the community, to give back to that version of you that someone else is just like you, to give them a little leg up, to give them a little help, to give them a little boost, because you are about to make a difference. You aren't just somebody who just people look and just go the way and they never think about you again. You are somebody that people remember, and so much so that you remember the versions of you that were younger. Spirit is not saying to forget that, to not wash it away as if it didn't happen, but to embrace it, to allow people to be in with your vulnerability because you have a gift. You have something that is so important. And the next card that we have here is the Milky Way, which means perspective in reverse. You have been seeing the world from a different lens of view. You've been seeing the world from an alternative perspective. But now I'm getting like this tower moment, this, oh my God, this sudden clarity is happening for you. Perspective is telling me you're about to receive sudden clarity of your direction, your purpose. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't see this before. The thing is, it's not because you weren't meant to see it. It was because you are now just allow yourself to see it. You are about to receive news and clarity, understanding about your transformation process and why you went through it the way you did. The pain no longer becomes a punishment and now becomes an understanding. You now understand why you went through and why it built you into the individual you are, and how you're going to use that to channel your passion, your fire. This is going to be something that's going to help you become that version. You're no longer going to see that version of you that's traumatized as someone who's traumatic. You're going to start to see that as something that made you bigger, better, and more brave. Yes, the pain was hard, but it made you into the person you would never become had you never went through it. The next card here is underneath that passion card is the Ancestor, which means generation. You're about to tap into your generational wealth, your generational talent. This is something that transcends beyond your physical bloodline. It's something that transcends beyond the spiritual realm. This is something that you tap into your frequency, into your light, the version of you that has the talent, the skill, the capacity. This is also telling me here that with your passion, with you pursuing your path, your direction, you're also healing your generational trauma. You're healing what your children, your grandchildren, whatever it is, whatever form you are now in the moment, you are healing every generation that comes after you. Whether it is another generation, it's up to you. But you are healing spiritually, even if you're not physically in the human form going to have a kid. And I feel like I have to emphasize this because I'm being told this, so I'm just going to go with it. Even if you're going to have a kid in the future, or maybe you won't, that version of you, whether it's an animal, come through and manifest as an animal, or just say you get reincarnated on another planet as another being, that is telling you here that you are passing goodness onto that next version of you, whether it's in the earth plane or it's on another planet or another universe. You are bringing and breaking generational curses that you and your family and your ancestors have experienced. You are breaking it for them. You are freeing them. You're not only freeing yourself, but you're also freeing the past version of you. And with that, they will reward you with their talent. You are multi-talented because the ancestors are going to be backing you. They're going to be supporting you. They're going to be behind you. You're going to have skills and things that you didn't realize you had. I'm seeing like singing voice. I'm hearing singing and creativity and like writing and drawing. Things that you couldn't do before. All of a sudden, out of the blue, when you get into this passion and you start to go through this transformation and start to see the world from a clear perspective, from an alternative lens of view, all of a sudden you unlock all these talents, these gifts, and people start asking you, where do you get them? How do you even get that? You never were able to do this before. It's simply because that was not your gift. That was your ancestors' gift. But because of the curse that they had, they couldn't do that gift. They couldn't use the gift. So instead of letting it be unused and like thrown out, they passed it down to you. And as a reward for you breaking your generational curse, generational trauma for your family lineage, whether it's your bloodline and your spiritual bloodline, you are being rewarded with their talent. What would have been for them had now come to you. You're about to be somebody who's very, very talented. And being crossed in that generation is reflection, winter solstice. So for some of you guys, you're going to undergo these massive changes in your life as you start to go toward December and January, or whatever time you start to see this video. You're about to go through that massive change. You're about to go through that transformation. It's almost like that cocoon phase. So by springtime, you're going to be like a butterfly. You're going to start to blossom. You're going to start to transform into who you're meant to be. So you are changing your path. Your direction is starting to shift for the better. And it's going to be because you were so keen on following through with your passion after this hiccup, the clarity that you receive. You're going to start to realize that. And with that, you have the partnership. You have that connection. Opportunities start flowing to you. People start to become attracted to you. Maybe this is dynamic for some of you guys who are content creators. Maybe this is you as a business partner starting to sell things to people who are interested in your work, interested in you. That is also the partnership. That's the true cup. Because underneath here, the two cups you have the river, which means movement, which means to slow down, to relax, and to reflect. And also the forest, which means breath. It is also reverse. This is saying for you to breathe, or to allow yourself to be able to have movement, but to not allow yourself to be too comfortable in not moving. Spirit is saying to reflect, to think, to create, to have passion, but then to also allow yourself a time to not be moving too quickly. Don't burn yourself out. Be steady, be consistent. Don't overly put yourself too much stress on you. Do what you can handle and let time do its job. If you're not sure and you're trying to do multiple things, you're trying to see where you fit in certain things, you could do what I did. Essentially, start a whole bunch of different things, or a different channel, for example, a different social media account, and just go. Be consistent for 30 days. See what works, see what doesn't, remove what doesn't work, and continue with what you have. This way, you have less workload, but you kept your options open. That's an opportunity for you. Twist it in whatever way that works best for you. The last two final cards here is you have opportunity in reverse, which is the page of Pentacles. And you also have here destiny in reverse, the wheel of fortune. You are about to go back to square one. You're about to restart. You're about to transform. You're about to go through a major tower moment, a sense of clarity. For those of you guys who have reached this point and you'll resonate with the specific message, what I'm about to tell you is that you are about to undergo a massive tower moment. This is your clarity. This is your message. This is your understanding. You're about to have like that, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't realize that. That's what this is telling you. The Wheel of Fortune reverse is telling you this is not a punishment. This is to realign you, to recourse you, to push you on the right path. The Wheel of Fortune card is telling you that. And with that, it will follow with the opportunities. But in order to have the Page of Pentacles, those opportunities, you need to become the version of you that is able to hold them, to be able to keep them. So the new promise on top of the deck here is simply telling you that you owe it to yourself to find out what your potential is. You owe it to yourself to be able to help heal your generational bloodline, to heal your generational soul trauma. You owe it to yourself to be able to do that. And with that, you might get a partnership. You might actually get a relationship. You might be able to have a very flourishing business. You might be able to have that beautiful relationship between you and yourself, or maybe you and the universe, or maybe you and God, whoever you believe in. But the new moon is simply saying 28 days, your life is going to get a sense of clarity. You're about to transform once again. Every 28 days for the next 12 months, you are going to change. You're not going to be the same person as when you're watching this video. But you will find this video once again that will remind you how far you come. So you will see this video twice, which is very unheard of because normally I don't never get that. On the bottom deck here, we have Summer Solstice Radiant. By summer of next year, after you blossom into this butterfly, you're going to start to radiate. You're going to start to glow. People are going to start to recognize you. People are going to start to see you differently. Not as the person who's hurt and injured. People are going to see you as the beautiful thing that you really are, because for once, you realize your worth because you kept your promise. You kept your promise to yourself. You kept your promise to the universe. You kept your promise to the world. And with that, your passion gives you the power you need to lead. The light and the power. It gave you the power to lead. So, take your power. Run with it. You have a lot coming for you. You're about to change. You're about to be transformed. And you're about to get a clarity message about where you're going and where you are going to be directed to. Congratulations, my friend. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.